What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you the last war recap from OneHive Prime versus 401, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce what that is after that, so we'll just say 401. This clan might look a little bit familiar because this was a clan that matched the main clan, OneHive, I want to say about 2 weeks ago. Definitely, it was right before or right after the Red Onslaught War. I don't really quite recall specifically, but either way, I will. I'm not going to show you what they did to our side. What I will say is there was some conversation on OneHive Raid's channel, Jake's channel, about were they fair play or not, and burner accounts. I can tell you that from my personal opinion, looking at this, I believe that there were definitely some burner accounts, and there was. They say they're fair play in their clan description, but at one point so did Clash Heads during the Moskery era. So, yeah, don't believe the hype. With that said, they had I think it was 2 Town Hall 11 advantage, as well as, I think it was 7 additional Town Hall 10s, and they only won by 3. Yeah, and I'm going to say it like that. So, great job to the people over at all the primates and the leaders putting together an excellent plan. We almost pulled this out, but at the end of the day, you know, when you're up against burner accounts and I look at it as a 9-star disadvantage. It's a mountain to climb, but it can be climbed. We almost got there. So let's take a look. Our 9s just wrecked, absolutely wrecked face this war, and I could, again, personal opinion. You ask why do people use burner accounts and things like that, what's the point? Well, if you've seen some of the Town Hall 9 attacks on us, it was kind of evident why. Just some really confusing attacks. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the gangsters and the primates here. Number 1 spot, we got Lord Byron, who's a Town Hall 9, doubling a Town Hall 11, and that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about how we game plan for things like this, and just, you don't see Town Hall 9s double Town Hall 11s all too often. So let's give credit where credit's due. He starts off with a walk here, and 1 baby dragon, 10 troop space to get that funnel going to make sure she heads to the left. The Town Hall is definitely walkable, so that's what he's going to do here. And whenever you're doing attacks on a Town Hall 11, it's always a math game. You know, you got your Royal that is worth 25 troop space, your healers behind that, usually it's 4, which is 52 troop space, and then, you know, your spells worth 10 apiece, and the dark spells worth 5. You got to add them all up. Because once you get to that magical 150 mark, that's when that eagle activates. So he gets not only the first star here on his walk, but he also gets about 30% of the base. She's going to walk all the way up to about the 10 o'clock position before that eagle activates, and then he bum rushes for that extra 50. We're trying to get to that 50% to make sure he gets the deuce. This is really a good pathing for the queen. He gets tremendous value, even though his queen is now under fire here. She's raged up, so he has to use that ability because his healers were being picked off, and the heals just couldn't keep up with the defense point defense coming at her. So he uses the ability, what doesn't use any troop space. Right now he's approaching on 30%. There goes down 1 more rage to greet a giant and some hogs to try to basically bum rush this inferno here, but it also clears up some defensive structures as his queen finally goes down for the baby dragon. So you've seen a lot of baby dragon and Val combinations in order to get that 50%, but at this I like this one because it more so relied on the walk to get to that first 30%, and then the baby dragons to get the rest. There's no Valks in sight. Stu has a BK just in case. The other part about this is that he doesn't drop his BK on purpose because the Eagle artillery is targeting the highest troop count per tile. It's not just the actual troop, it's down to a single tile. So he keeps his BK in hand because he doesn't want the eagle to target it and to make sure he gets that deuce. So that with the eagle targeting many 10 troop space, you know, he got a lot more value out of dropping all those baby dragons. Finally, he puts down that BK, which was an insurance option to make sure he gets that 50%. At this point, he's just trying to milk as many percentage as he can. So great job, Lord Byron here, or LB, hitting up 21 spots to the #1 spot, getting that much needed deuce. Going down a few spots here to Unimasta, and I swear he's always on these recaps, but it's not by choice. I mean, it's by ability. I mean, he's doubling 37, hitting up to the 4 spot. A Town Hall 11, again, a 9 hitting an 11. Really impressive. He brings 2 lightning spells, but he doesn't use them right away to bring down any air defense or something like that. And again, it's going back to that simple math. When in your attack, when are you going to get to that 150 mark and then have to deal with the eagle? So he uses just a few loons to take away some point defenses to prolong the life of just 10 troop space baby dragons and get as much as he can from those. You know, any of those structures that are uncovered. Then he uses a total of 25 troop space with 2 lightnings and 1 dark elixir spell to free up that top northern side, which is relatively uncovered by the Inferno or a lot of point defense coming out of her bows. So now he went ahead and put down his golem, which is 30 troop space, to make sure that it doesn't target his queen. Taken for the queen. Now she gets in there, and when it targets something other than her, that gives her about 5 seconds of ability before she's under fire from that eagle. She also walks the Town Hall 11, and with Town Hall 11 base designs, trying to be anti-bowler, protecting against the 3, which is the smart thing to do. It really opens up the avenue here, as we zoom out here. It opens up the avenue here for the Town Hall 9s to help out and get that deuce. Where you can get that easy first star from the Town Hall 11 and then using baby drags or a combination of them to get to that 50%. And so what that does is, yeah, it's a low percent, relatively speaking, double, but it really takes some pressure off the attempt to 3-star. You not only get, it's not only a scout, so to speak, a fair play scout, mind you. It gets the 2 stars needed. At the end of the day, stars are what wins war, but it takes a little pressure off the next person that might have to really try for that 3. Not only does now he see all the traps, but if he fails, hey, he's got that deuce as an insurance anyway. So this is why these coordination and plans really help. This is what wins wars. Going down to the last Town Hall 9 hitting a Town Hall 11, we got Josh. And he is also bringing 2 similar to what we just kind of saw. But the Town Hall is on the top right hand corner here. Starts off with both royals down, so he's already 50 troop space in. The BK is taken for the queen, making sure that she'll head north to get to that Town Hall. BK did his job at this point, got about 10%. And he has to use the ability to make sure that she gets up to that Town Hall, and I don't believe she's going to get it by herself. And I do believe that was part of the plan, but she does get a couple of shots off on the 11 to weaken it for the dragons that do come in. So now he's got a lot of dragons here. Under rage, he's basically bum rushing the Town Hall and as many structures as he can get, with some complementary loons behind that. And at the very end here, he has 3 baby dragons. Well, 2 now, to basically help him get to that 50%, because the Town Hall is now down, he's got 1. So really impressive game planning, although his lost a few dragons here up at the top. Didn't get a lot of value out of that rage, but spoiler alert, he does get the 50%. So there goes the Eagles through targeting that last dragon, which is, although it's down and it's not getting the defense it needs, it is buying time for those baby dragons up top for them to get to that next to get to that 50%. So there it goes, Eagles going up targeting the baby dragon while it's buying time for the wizard, which is the next highest hit point on the floor, and that minion will get the much needed 50%, and mission accomplished. So really interesting, well thought out, and we fast forward through the area here. He's just gonna try to get as many percentage as he can. It's all about a percentage game here. These were all done early in the war because the nines in our war did such a great job in just erasing the nines on their side really fast. We had a ton of leftover nines to help scout on 10s, and then also, as we're looking here, double the 11s to really put our clan in a great position to try to get that win. We fell just a little short. Alright, so the last one I had here was a 3-star but buys. This looks some Town Hall 9 and some Town Hall 9 action here. Alright, buys. I believe it was on the first replay. Yeah. So a Town Hall 9 versus a 9.5, and you know the 9.5s are kind of get overlooked, I believe, because you forget that if you forget that there's an extra there's extra traps in there. So if you're going to hog it, you have to deal with 5 giant bombs rather than 4. And it doesn't seem like a lot when you say it out loud, but when you're so used to attacking a 9 and looking for specific spots and having heals ready for those potential locations, a 5th giant bomb can sneak up on you and wreck your herd if it's not planned for. So on this one, he does a basically a a new school Shattered Lalo, which is basically 2 golems, and then a couple of wizards to funnel. But instead of having 3 hounds for the Lalo portion, you sub 1 hound for your CC bowlers, and you only bring 2. So he's gonna really bad design of this base. It left the queen vulnerable on entry, as well as the CC lure, 3 air defenses, and a sweeper. I mean, that is just money. You can't not hit that from that side. So his kill squad gets exactly that: 3 air defenses, a sweeper, a CC, and the queen. He still deploys his hound from the far side, dragging it across all these air defenses. All these spots for where mines would be. And someone would ask, like, why would you stew? That air defense was going down. Why would you send it that way? Well, it's because there's still traps that are going to be placed there, and if your loons are going to path through it, it's better to have a hound all those traps with them. And this is why. Look at how many loons he has up at the end. I guarantee you, if he didn't send his hound the way that he did, he wouldn't have that many up. So that's just excellent planning right there, and sticking to the execution of what you lay out for your Shattered Bolalo here. Great job, Buys. I really enjoyed that attack. So we fast forward here. It's going to be nothing but cleanup. Great job to all the primates at OneHive Prime. It was a tough war. We did exactly a well-executed plan. We did exactly what we needed to, but at the end of the day, it's really hard to overcome. I view it as a 9-star disadvantage and burner accounts. Sheesh. Alright, great job, primates. Once again, it's Brutus. Reminding you, you got to be better than a double, and I'll check you next time.